Guys, working on a 2000 Ford Expedition. The radiator busted on me, and on the passenger side, this is the condenser that you're looking at here. Had to take the fan shroud off. What I wanted to do a quick video about was the lower radiator hose, and I'll show you that over here. So this is the original radiator right here. Grab a pointer. So you have the lower radiator hose. You can't get this off. I couldn't get this off while I was in the vehicle, in the truck, because the F-150s, Expeditions, they have, some may have the regular clamps that you're used to seeing, where you just squeeze it with a pair of channel locks and come off. But this is what they call a heat shrink clamp from the factory. There's a white mark here. I read somewhere that you could probably use it as a guide. There's a tab here that's bent in from the factory. What you do is take a flat head, bend it out, and you're supposed to be able to rotate this. I can't get this baby to rotate. I got some channel locks. Even with it out of the truck, I can't get it to rotate. They say rotate at 45 degrees. I was thinking earlier, I had to rethink my math. There's a white tab here. I was thinking you had to rotate it to this tab, but that's 90 degrees. So rotating it 45 degrees, and I'll show you why. On the new radiator, this is the bottom. I've got it rotated where this is at the top. This is a cover from, I got this from Napa. This is a cover that protects the two O-rings that you have here. I haven't taken it off yet, but there's some tabs. There's 4 tabs, and they're locking tabs because in here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some more fingers or teeth. There's 4 of those, equally spaced, and what that is part of the locking mechanism to be able to get this thing in here. So rotating at 45 degrees makes sense, because rotating it, see where that white mark is on that hose and where that tab is, that's 90 degrees. So you would want to rotate it 45. So actually something like this, like getting that white, I don't know if you can see it now. Alright, so rotating it, see where this white, what I'm trying to do here, it's cold outside, so I'm breathing a little hard, I can tell. The white mark here coincides with one of those teeth on the inside. And there's a tooth where the tab is as well. So if you rotate it 45 degrees and push it in, well, I can't do this one-handed, but you get the idea. So in other words, that white mark on that heat shrink clamp, because what happens is you rotate this, and those fingers or those teeth on the hose will lock on these tabs, keeping the water pressure from shooting the hose off. Anyway, wanted to show you a quick video on that. A lot of videos out there. This explains what's happening with these heat shrink type hoses from Ford. You don't have to add any heat to it to get it clamped. They're already done from the factory where they're supposed to be, and I hope that helps. Guys, working on a 2000 Ford Expedition with this lower radiator hose. This has got that heat shrink clamp on it. I've got another video that I posted with the radiator out, and it was better to install it while the radiator was out. Nothing was wrong with the hose, but I had a busted radiator, so while I had the radiator out, I just replaced this lower hose. But it's that heat shrink clamp and metal design on it, and when I installed it, I noticed it was a little loose. Didn't think too much about it, never really messed with these things before. Put it together and cranked it and let it get up to heat to where the thermostat would open up, and no leaks. So I drove it down the road and got on it and come back to the house and noticed that I'm assuming after I got on it and more water flow was coming through here from the pump, that it started shooting antifreeze from around this. So what I've done, I've tried to get from the top two, taking the air snorkel off and out of the way so I can get a heat gun, and got a heat gun up in here, and put some heat to it to try to see if I can shrink it a little bit more, and also got to it from the bottom and put the heat shrink gun on it. So I'm gonna give that a try, but you can tell it is leaking, or it has some residue from where it did leak. Under normal idling, it wasn't showing any signs of leaking, but going down the road, and then I got on it and hit passing gear just to make sure everything was going to be okay. Apparently I shot some antifreeze out doing that, because up underneath here was showing I had water and antifreeze everywhere getting on the wheel. So anyway, hope this helps. If you do install these, go ahead and put a heat gun on it to shrink it up some more after installation to the radiator, and hopefully this fixes my problem. I'll let you know if it did. Thanks, bye.